toe kick. So what I'm going to do is recreate this and just measure right here. And it looks like just about 3 7/8. So from the finished floor to the bottom of the cabinet, we're going to go 3 7/8. And we'll worry about the depth later. But right now, that's all we care about. We got 4 inches over here and then a couple other places. So let's go 4 inches. And obviously, if you're trying to match the height of existing cabinets, that is the most important measurement, is from the finished floor up to the top of the cabinet. Make sure that you find the top of the cabinet, because sometimes the countertop can have a lip on it and it'll hide that. So get that measurement, figure out what you're doing for your countertop and where that is going to put that with your existing countertop, and then you'll be able to tell what you need to add to the toe kick. And keep in mind that wall cabinets come in different heights. So for me, I bought 30-inch cabinets, and when I add a toe kick, I'm going to be right around 36 inches, and since it's in a completely different location, I don't have to be exact. To simulate that toe kick area, what I'm going to do is get a 2x3 and do pretty much a ledger board against the wall here. Ideally, you would do your floor first and then do this stuff, but I have a lot of other stuff I need to do because I'm doing a floor throughout the entire first floor, so it's going to be a while. I'm going to take a measurement right here for my ledger, 75 5/8. Tried to get a nice straight board. I'm just checking my floor with a 4-foot level, and it looks pretty good. Looks like it might dip down on the left side a little tiny bit. That's fine. I'm going to measure in the center here. So I'll put my tape here in the center, and we're going to do 4 inches, but I'm going to add 3/4 because that's what my finished floor will be. So that's my mark right there. 2x3, you could set up a laser level, you could snap a line, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 screw in the center up to this line. There's a stud right here. I have my studs marked, and take a 3-inch construction screw. Make sure I'm on that line. The sides look pretty even. And get a screw in here. That looks good. It's on the line. Now I can put my 4-foot level back here and level this. That looks perfect. And I can put more screws in it. Just going to put 1 screw in each stud. Now I'll take a measurement for over here. Now for this piece, I will put a 2-foot level on here. The top even over here. Make sure I'm level. Now in the center, I'm going to use a 2.5-inch long screw because I have a pocket door in here, and I don't want to go into that bay with a long screw. Damage my door. And I'm going to keep that in mind when I install the cabinets too. So now right here we can get the depth. This might not be the best place because of this gap, but we'll check it out. 3.5 inches, and you can see this right here, that's a toe kick. So we're going to want to keep that in mind because we do have a toe kick going on these cabinets too. But right here, and I'll take a couple more measurements, it looks like 3.5 inches is the recess that we want. Yep, 3.5, 3.5. So right here, I just wanted to look at the toe kick that came with this, and we can see it is 5/8 of an inch thick. Some are 3/4, some are 1/4. This is nice, 5/8. So I'll keep that in mind, subtract that from what we need, and just double check, 4.5 inches. What I'm gonna do is do the flooring up to the framing, and then after the flooring's done, I'll put this toe kick in. So 4.5 inches, might have to just rip it, that's fine. Well, that's gonna work. And just to double check the cabinets, they are exactly 12 inches wide. So from the wall here, we'll do 12 inches. And then we want it recessed 3.5 inches. So that is going to be my toe kick. And my toe kick is 5/8 of an inch. So I actually want my framing to be right here on this line. And if it goes this way or that way, 1/8 of an inch or so, that's totally fine. So I measured that over there. It's 7 3/4. I'll make a line right here. Framing goes back here. And then I'll do one right here. 7 3/4. And over here. I'll just take my 4-foot level for this side, put it on my marks, mark it. Now I'm going to put a nail right here on that line. Take a chalk line and snap-a-lapa. Always snap-a-lapa. There are a bunch of different ways that I could do this. My main goal here is to just have something for the toe kick to attach to. So typically what I do is I grab a 2x6 and I just rip it whatever I need. So pretend this is a 2x6, hold it up here, just rip it so that it's even here and level. But I don't have a 2x6. So here's what I'm thinking, and I think this might actually work out better. If I attach 2x4 like this, and then put it right here, even if I have to rip this top one, that way I can attach it right here down to the floor instead of going at an angle and potentially bowing this out. You do want to have some support under the front of these cabinets, especially if you're doing a heavy countertop like granite or quartz or whatever you're doing. I will be able to put shims in on top of this, and even if I keep it like 1/8 of an inch less, then I'll be able to shim it. Because this floor is not perfect, it just so happens to go from 4 3/4 to 5 inches and then 5 inches over here. So I can put this in without even cutting it right here, and then for this piece, I'll just rip this top 2x4 just to get under and make sure I'm good and I'm not pushing the cabinets up. So before I attach this together, I'm just going to double check, make sure we're good. And actually, it looks like we are higher. And I want to be sure to be lower and not higher. So I am going to have to take a little bit off of this. I'll just take about 1/8 inch off. Now we can check that. Should be perfect. It's lower. It's lower. Cool. Perfect. Another option is you could shim it right now to make it perfect, but I'm not going to do that. Make sure I'm on the line. Then we can attach to the floor. And I'll do this side. Now I can double check this one. Check it with my level. It's looking pretty good. Check it in a couple spots. Make sure I push this down. It's going to be screwed down. That's perfect. Over here. Relax, Coda. That's good. Go about every 16 inches. Don't pinch your fingies. Save the phalanges. Got it on the line. Again, you can shim under here if you want, get it perfect where you want it. But I want to hold it down, make sure it's straight up and down, and get a screw in it. Now that will hold both of these together. Get this one on the line. This one, that blows in a little bit. So, using the power of leverage, pry that little bit like that. And now, just so this doesn't end up moving around, or if the wood ends up bowing, I'll just put a piece in here, put it in at an angle because going into end grain doesn't really work that well. I'll do one over here too. Yeah, to tell you the truth, I think this is a little overkill, but better overkill than underkill. Frame's all set.